you know, this video is for all the young brothers that struggle to look the part in certain arenas of their life, right? And matter of fact, this is for anybody who struggles to look the part in certain arenas of their life. I said it was for the brothers because I'm a young black man. I'm a young black man in America who has been nitpicked at and has been, you know, basically it's been pointed out that I don't look the part in certain arenas, and certain people were always feeling as though, when I achieved something, it was just like a shocker because I didn't look that part, right? And a lot of y'all don't know me. Y'all just see me on YouTube. In my regular everyday life, I'm a cool, calm, and collected person. I'm not a loud person. I'm loud on YouTube. I learned that trait from being in the radio station and being in the television station in college at Mississippi Valley State University, right? But in my regular everyday life, I'm not a boisterous person like that, right? I'm cool, calm, and collected. I'm chill. But what I've always noticed is that whenever I achieve something that surprised people, or whenever I got the job done in any manner, there was always somebody telling me, you don't look like you would be able to do that, right? Or they would say something like, looking at you, I wouldn't have expected you to be able to get that done, right? And this is the thing and for the last couple of years, I've started to say this to people. For the last couple of years, I'd rather be the part than look the part, right? I'm not focused on if I look like I would be able to do something, or if I look like I can do this. I'm focused on if I can do it or not. And I'm trying to get results at the end of the day. In any facet of life, I'm trying to get results. I'm a result-oriented person. A lot of guys, they try to look like they can do something. They look like they can make something shake. A lot of men out here look like they can make something shake, but they don't even know how to get the job started. A lot of brothers talk a whole big game. They try to look like they can do this and they can do that. They try to look like they super flamboyant and super confident. They try to look like they just the most, they got the most swagger of any person around. But in reality, they don't. Not at all. They're insecure. They're not confident. And again, being insecure is not being confident in yourself. They're very limited in a lot of different ways. But they try to put on this outward bravado and try to dress it up and camouflage themselves, by putting on a mean mug, putting on a scowl, dressing themselves with certain gang affiliations to make themselves look like they tough, to make themselves look like they can stand alone. When a lot of men in those arenas cannot stand alone, they can't stand on their own 2 feet to save their own damn life, right? And so, I've noticed that all the way around, man. When I was a kid growing up in Chicago, Illinois, it was always something with me, because people see I'm a meek and I'm a humble person, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying I'm the most humble person in the world, but I grew up off the golden rule, treating people how you want to be treated. I don't go around talking crazy to people, nothing like that, right? I'm a meek person. But the problem is people mistake you being meek for being weak. Right? So they think that because that you're a meek person, you're not confident. You're not deserving of certain things because you don't carry yourself in a certain way, right? And in the city that I grew up in a city where a lot of the dudes around here play tough Tony, play super tough, right? You know what I mean? Because I didn't play that way, I didn't play the tough guy. I didn't try to wear a scowl on my face. I wasn't trying to act like I was the hardest street dude around because that wasn't me. People just automatically just thought they didn't expect me to be able to do things or to be able to live in certain areas. I spoke on this before. Growing up, I didn't live in some of the craziest hoods throughout the south side of Chicago. I didn't live some of every place you can think of on the south side of Chicago, Illinois. Because my mother moved a lot in those different areas. We moved around a lot, right? And so, people would tell me, I wouldn't have thought you was from that area. I would have never expected you to be from that area. And I'm like, huh? Why? Why? Because I don't walk around with my chest poked out loud and obnoxious and so on and so forth. When I went to college, people said they wouldn't expect me to be from the south side of Chicago. They thought I was from the suburbs. They would expect me to be from the suburbs and not from the south side of Chicago. And again, I asked why. Because I don't go around here cussing in every single word. Now I curse on the video of me playing with y'all or whatever, but because I don't walk around trying to be tough. I don't walk around throwing up gang signs. I don't walk around shaking up with people, right? I don't walk around claiming folks. So now you would expect me to be from Chicago, right? Whenever it's something as simple as even getting a pretty girl. It was dudes always trying to down me or thought, I would have never thought you'd be able to. What? You talking to her? What? I would have never thought you'd be able to talk to her. What? She talking to you, Malcolm? What? And why? Because I didn't smoke and I didn't drink. And I wasn't trying to fit in with y'all because I did all my homework. I went to class on time. I wasn't trying to be late. So now you shocked that I can get this pretty girl? And I always would say this, man. In my mind, I would say, y'all dudes, I would think to myself, especially in high school, I wouldn't say it, but I would think, y'all dudes, if y'all think y'all can talk to her, and y'all dudes look like Tyrone Hill in the face. And for those of you who have never seen Tyrone Hill, I want you to go on Google right now and put in Tyrone Hill. He's a former NBA player. The brother looks like a ghoul in the face. And again, I want to say no disrespect to Tyrone Hill because I heard he's a nice guy, but I know it's still disrespectful when I say the brother looks like a ghoul in the face. But it's a matter of fact. The brother even acknowledged that kids would cry when they saw him because he had a scary looking face. He looked like something that you would see on one of the movies during Halloween time in October. No lie, right? Brothers out here looking like Sam Cassell in the face. And if you think you can get a pretty girl and you thinking that I can't, you shocked that I can't, why is that, brother? Right? You know what I mean? Because I don't look like the biggest gang member in Chicago, right? You know what I'm saying? Or when I defended myself, when I stood on my toes, right? You know what I mean? When I defended myself, people looking at me like, what? What? Like, why is that a shock that I defend myself? Because I'm not an arrogant person. I don't walk around claiming gang affiliations. Because a lot of the people that claim gang affiliations in Chicago, believe it or not, they can't stand on their own 2 feet. A lot of them can't. So when they saw me being able to stand on my own 2 feet, they were shocked, especially because I didn't exude that I didn't exude a violent nature. I didn't exude a street persona or a street aura didn't come off of me. You know what I'm saying? Even though I live where I live. You know, and it was always a thing for me, man. People just assume like, oh, you can't get the pretty girl. Or when I was prom king in high school, it was people from my own neighborhood. People that I knew growing up. Older men looking like, what? You the prom king? You the prom king at Morgan Park? One of them even asked me how that happened. Was other people not running? What, fam? Fam, don't disrespect me like that. Nah, other people was running. You feel me? It was what it was, and I won. But you're not expecting me to be able to win because I don't come across as an arrogant dude. I wasn't a sport player in high school. I wasn't I wasn't a cocky dude with a whole lot of just arrogance and just, you know what I mean? So I didn't look like, I wasn't super flashy. I didn't have designer clothes. You know what I'm saying? Because my people couldn't afford that. So he looking at me like I don't look like I would be a guy that would be a prom king at a school like Morgan Park. And for those who don't know, Morgan Park is a Chicago public school, and Chicago is one of the popular high schools throughout the South Side, right? It was really, a lot of people wanted to go to Morgan Park during the time when I was at MP. It was a popular high school. We had a lot of pretty girls there, had a great football team, and eventually had a great basketball program as well. Won state titles, won city championships in football. The football team was always a contender. Baseball team eventually won too. So it was a popular school. And when I was prom king, people looking like, what? You the prom king at Morgan Park? One of the dude brothers said that I knew since I was a baby, asked me, how did that happen? Right? So again, brothers, I'm not worried about what I'm looking like and how if I look the part. I'm goal oriented. I'm worried about if I can get the job done. Brothers try to look the part, trying to put on all these different camouflage, put on all these different these mean mugs and these hard exteriors. A lot of that is just camouflage for the fact that you really deep down, a lot of them brothers not really that. They not that, and they know they not. So they try to wear a facade and put on a front when they come out the house in order to act like they are of that ilk. But they not. So young brothers, don't be deterred. You know, because if I didn't have strong parents, if I didn't have, strong stewardship, if I didn't have, great guidance from my family and loved ones, my father and my mother, I would be a lost cause trying to emulate something that I wasn't because I'm concerned about me looking like I do this and looking like I can do that. Right? You know, a lot of brothers would come up to me, you don't look like you could do this, and you don't look like, you know what I'm saying? When I had children, oh, you don't look, what? What? Like, brother, what? You think, like, brother, it wasn't hard, and no disrespect, I'm not saying that. It wasn't hard to be, like, when we were in high school and we were young kids and we were going through college, having sex with a woman was not hard. You know what I'm saying? It was just a thing that I wasn't just out here having sex when I was like 14, 15 or whatever, right? And so they looking at me like, what? You know, because I carry myself in an esteemed manner. And I ain't having sex is nothing to brag on, but it was things that people would even just look at me like, you know, like they wouldn't expect me to do this. Like, what? One of them even said, I didn't even know you, I didn't know you had it in you when I had my child. You know, so it's like, what does that mean? You know, but it's always when you growing up in the hood and you are not trying to put on a certain persona, like you ultra tough. You're not trying to have this hard exterior, this hard outer shell. There are guys in the hood that trying to pick with you because low-key they're jealous of you. They're jealous of the fact that they are not strong enough to walk in that ilk to really be themselves and be true to their own nature. They submit to whatever everybody else expects them to be. And so that because they're not strong-minded or strong-willed enough to be who they really are, they try to nitpick at you and try to find flaws in you because they recognize, damn, I can't do that. I can't be that. So he shouldn't be successful being his own self. Why? I'm gonna clown him. I'm gonna try to make it seem like a guy like him shouldn't be able to get this, that, and the third or achieve those things because, hey, I can't do it. He shouldn't be able to do that. He shouldn't be able to be successful doing that because I can't do it. I don't have the confidence to do that. That's what they really saying to themselves. Whether it's a young brother and even for the young women. It's women that play that role with other women too. You know what I mean? But again, focus on being the part instead of looking the part. I'd rather be the part any day of the week. Because again, brothers throw all that stuff, all that hard, try to look super tough, put all the tattoos on their body. I'm not denigrating people that have tattoos because I really wanted tattoos for a long time. I still very well may end up getting them, right? But I knew a lot of brothers that got tattooed up all on their neck and face as a facade to look crazy, to look like, you know, as a smokescreen, to look like they were somebody not to mess with, and they look like they were somebody to fear when they walked around as very scared individuals. And there's nothing wrong with being afraid, but they were acting like they were the tough Tonys on the block, and they were really young, scared, really fragile young men that didn't have a lot of confidence. They were very insecure. Brothers looked like they wear all the designer clothes, wear this and wear that, and wear all these type of chains and jewelry and all of that. And when I was in college, a lot of them dudes that was trying to be the tough Tony dudes and act like they was just the toughest dudes and they was just the coolest dudes in the world that could get any girl, they were always keeping a close handcuff on a woman because they were afraid of their woman being taken. I remember one time I was in class. I'm 20 years old. Young pretty girl comes trying to sit. She was talking to me. I didn't got her on the phone already. I'm talking to her. Talking, you know, hey, you know what they say, Chicago putting that bug in her ear. It's really no bug. I'm talking just regular, you know, conversation. Right? Because a lot of young dudes that think they super fly and super cool, they don't know how to talk to a woman to save their damn life. They don't. You could throw them lifelines and they still wouldn't be able to talk to that woman successfully and talk in a way where she's intrigued. They don't know how to have charisma in their everyday conversation. They don't know how to be a person who is attractive, having a mouthpiece. When I say just having good dialogue, they don't, right? And so I remember this young woman. She was dating a little dude, right? They weren't boyfriend and girlfriend, but you know they were, you know, dating. Man, she come right back to where I'm at, and she talking to me all in my face, and he hollering, get over here, right? And it happened again. He calling and kept trying to get her away from me and all this and all that, trying to get her away from any guy, not even just me, any guy. I seen him before when I was just in a distance. He trying to call her, make sure she's standing right there next to him. And he tried to put on this air like he was super confident and super tough and the coolest dude in the world, but he was really insecure deep down, right? So again, I've had that struggle with people looking at me like I shouldn't have done. I wouldn't expect you to be able to do this. How you doing this? How you getting that, right? When I was Mr. Valley in college, people like, how did you get that? How did you what right? Or when I became a brother of the fraternity that I'm in, right? People looking like, what? I wouldn't expect for you to be able, you know, because, you know, any type of thing like that. Even people think that, you know, when you carry yourself in a certain way, you're not even just that you're not ambitious. When you're able to stand on your own 2 feet as a man, when you're able to walk and you're able to garner the respect of certain individuals from certain rough neighborhoods, when I'm able to work amongst a lot. Like I was working in a program one summer where I was working with 85% of the dudes I was working with and working amongst, I'm 20 years old. 85% of them were on paper. Some of them had ankle bracelets on and all of that, right? And I was able to dwell and excuse me, not dwell, but work amongst those men with no problems, right? They didn't mess with me. I didn't have no issues at work. These was real street dudes, thoroughly. I never had no problems with none of them. People looking like, what? You working with them? They ain't messing with you? They ain't trying to take your money out your pocket? No, they not, brother. Because I know how to carry myself as a respectable young man, but also as a man who is not going to be bullied and not going to be backed into a corner. I can carry myself as a man who I'm confident in who I am, and I'm not timid around those individuals, right? But I also can show that I'm not a tough dude. I stay in my lane, like meaning that I don't try to be something that I'm not. But at the same time, I'll show that you're not going to bully me and you're not going to just pick with me and none of that. And I carry that aura on me, so those men respect me. They respect me off the fact that I'm cool and I'm, you know, I'm cool and I'm chill. I ain't trying to do too much and nothing like that. So yeah, I'm able to do that, right? But people think that when you're mannerable, they think that you're weak. They think you're not tough. They think you're not this, that, and the third. And I think that's a mistake that a lot of people make. So young people, don't focus on looking the part. Focus on being the part. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.